They need a few more great days like today to get ready. Yes, baseball season around the corner. Top private school in basketball playing tonight. Bishop McGinnis of Winston-Salem had only one loss heading into tonight's game with Greensboro Day School. Bishop McGinnis has got a great player. I don't know if you can see him there. He's number 12, Zach Sharp. He had 24 points, but Day School played well. Close game down the stretch. Here's the final. Thanks to Sharp, it was 60-54. Qualifying for the top two spots, the Daytona 500 will be this Saturday. Mark Martin has done well.
Telling me the whole year.
It is. Mike says it'll warm up by Sunday, but even if it doesn't, there's so many people down there, they can just huddle together and keep themselves warm. Man, woman, or child, rich, poor, from age 5 to 95, race fans cover the whole gamut. And you've never met a more loyal breed than these people. And they show their true stuff when it comes to Daytona. They sit through rainstorms, they'll peer through the fences, they'll even balance on top of trucks to see whatever they can.
Well, I suppose football fans get excited, except they got somebody every 2 minutes on TV telling them what's going on, and you really got to get down here and get a hands-on experience kind of thing, know what's going on.
It's hard to believe that we have the kind of support that we have from the fans, how loyal they are. It really makes the sport great.
You know, I mean, that's what we thrive for, is to be popular, to be liked, to have fans want to talk to you.
Hey, some of these fans are so fanatical. As long as they're close to their heroes, it's okay, even if they never get out of the car.
We're sitting here, we're sleeping some and looking to race some. He wakes me up before the end of the race, but we're just having a hell of a good time.
Well, in case this guy was sleeping, hear what he missed today. The opening of the IROC season, a 100-miler that came down to Bill Elliott and IndyCar driver Scott Pruitt. Pruitt in the black car, and he barely beats out Bill Elliott.
Pruitt helped me by working with me. You know, he stayed up high, and he actually helped me. But it was a good race. I enjoyed it. Had a good time.
They're tough. All the Winston Cup guys are very, very tough. You know, I'm just thankful that they have helped me out as much as they have over the years.
No help for Dale Earnhardt today. He crashed and finished last. Now, coming up tomorrow, the Goodies 300, and then the race on Sunday at high noon, the Daytona 500. Well, the hoop news is from the Hive in Charlotte tonight. The Hornets against the Bucks on a night that Milwaukee traded Super Sixth man Ricky Pierce to Seattle for Dale Ellis, who is to arrive later. So that meant the Bucks were shorthanded. Hey, maybe the Gov could suit up tonight. Nah. Bucks had trouble early. Frank Brokowski trips through the lane. Kendall Gill to Johnny Newman, and Johnny be good. And I'll leap to that, said these fans here. How about this one? Gill with the missed shot, but then there's Newman again, and the Hornets led by 5 with a minute to play. But the Bucks tied it in regulation and then went on to win it in overtime tonight, 106 to 103. And it is back to the hardwood for Wake Forest tomorrow. They'll tangle with league leader Duke. The Deacons will find out just what they are made of as they try to bounce back from a loss to Carolina.
I don't really think, you know, the attitude is a big thing. You don't want to get too high on the team. We don't want to get too low. That's something we've been saying all year. Even after the Georgia Tech and Virginia wins, in the locker room, these were the same attitudes we had around. And we don't want to get too high after a win, and we don't want to get too low after a loss.
And tip time, 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon at the Joel. Next, it's the Preps, and you are in for a big treat tonight. It happened at Bishop McGinnis and Winston as Charlotte Latin lumbered into town, and I mean lumber. Tall, tall timber, front line 6'7", 6'7", and that guy, 7'1", Chase Matheny. Boy, the fans saw a beaut of a game as well. It looked like Latin was going to salt it away. Jeff Richards, one of the 6'7" guys, the hoop and the foul. They led by 7, and he had 35 points. But the Villains race right back. Watch Brian Taylor pull up and cans the three-pointer. Now down by just 2 with a half minute to go. Then down by 4. And Zach Sharp hits the off-balance shot. Bishop within 1. But Latin went back up by 3 points when the other 6'7" guy, Torsten Balkenhol, ripped 2 free throws. But Bishop can still tie it with a triple. Watch Herb Brooks, though, steps inside the line. It only counts for 2, and Bishop loses 89-88. Both clubs are now 25-2. Wow. Next stop, West Forsyth versus Reynolds, and there's Dave Odoms, the Wake coach, pulling for Reynolds, but boy, it was West that got out fast. Kerry Biesecker with a tray, Titans by 8, but then the Demons got hot. Ford Perry hit 8 of 10, and Reynolds now led by 1. It was close all the way down the stretch. Watch Patrick King drive, misses the shot, but look at this, the rebound by David Jordan. That was it. West able to go on to win tonight with that 60-53. In other games tonight, Dudley, and I'm sorry for you Parkland fans, they crunched the Mustangs. West Wilkes won by a point tonight. Glenn was 2 points better than East Forsyth. Mount Tabor 79-63, and Dudley goes to 23-0. But they only win by 21, 75-54. Next stop, Ugh. The Southern Guilford Indians hosting High Point Central. Home guys steady at the start, patient passing, get it to Danny Cobb, and from point-blank range, nothing to that one. Central, though, has been really having a big year because these guys don't panic. When they spot the opening, they knife the pass to Darren Byers. They did it more than once tonight as they win 73-54. One other game tonight, Bishop McGinnis beats Durham Academy. The final in that one, 73-52. Next, it's
season. The Panthers entered tonight's final game of the regular season with an impressive 22-0 mark, and you can check that one off and make it 23. Brian Seagraves, 23 points on the evening. What a great crowd on hand. A lot of emotion with this team. They've really come together and played well. Panthers a bit off in the first. They only led by 4 at the half, but in the second it was all Dudley. That's the way it's been much of the season. The Panthers come out a bit sluggish, but then they turn it on in the second half. Congratulations to Dudley and Coach Steve Hankins. A perfect season, 23-0, and now it's on to the conference tournament. They'll meet Mount Tabor again Tuesday night in the first round. Dudley wins it easily, 75-54. Well, while Dudley tops the state's 4A teams, the #1 3A team is High Point Andrews. The Red Raiders have lost once this season. They hosted the Ragsdale Tigers tonight, a game that wouldn't seem to be a very tough one for Andrews, but important because they finish out the regular season with a win. Ken Mack for 2 with a good pass from Jason Yowes. Tim McLean tries to keep Ragsdale in it, but Ragsdale is simply outmanned tonight, and Ken Mack coming up with the dunk after the double steal. High Point Andrews rolls on tonight, 80-49 the final score. They have 1 loss on the season, an outstanding season for the Red Raiders. The Lexington Yellow Jackets are 2nd in 3A schools. The Ledford Panthers 5th in 2A schools. This game was an advance sellout. That's right, not a seat in the house for this one. You didn't show up with a ticket tonight, you didn't get in the door. Tempers flaring early, lots of emotion in this crowd. Really great basketball game. Nip and tuck. Raymond Laws the nice drive and moves to finish off the deuce, but then Brian Mills will come back with the trace for Ledford in dark. Coach Robert Kent has done an outstanding job with the Panthers. However, Coach Kent came up just a wee bit short tonight because it was a good one, back and forth the whole way, and it was close, but Lexington wins it 67-63. The private schools are having their conference tournament this weekend. The Piedmont Athletic Conference for Independent Schools tournament is at Greensboro College. Today's first semifinal game had Bishop McGinnis, the first seed, taking on Durham Academy. And Bishop has been the class of the conference this season. In the past, it's been Greensboro Day dominating this one, but now it's Dan Spainhour's Bishop McGinnis Villains. Bishop, the only 1 loss this season. They are the tournament's #1 seed. They're in the white jerseys here. They had very little problem with Durham Academy. They advanced to tomorrow night's championship game. The final was 73-52. One score to tell you about it was Greensboro Day. In the other semifinal, they'll be meeting Bishop McGinnis tomorrow night at Greensboro College. Well, of all the losses the Charlotte